In celebration of Pride Month this June, we are honored to have these beautiful conversations with the delegates of SOGIESC Ambassador 2026 here at Citadines Amigo, Iloilo. Let's go and hear their stories on this very special episode of On the Mic. Hi Renzel, kamusta first of all?
Hi. Thank you very much for inviting us. And also good afternoon to our listeners. Good afternoon to you.
Yes, thank you. Sige, can you tell us the story behind why do you join this competition?
I joined this competition because many knows me as very matalak sa social media, and I would like to bring that being someone very vocal on my advocacy on social media to bring it to this bigger platform. So that's why I joined SOGIESC Ambassador, and this is my first pageant actually.
How would you like to describe your Soji?
My Soji is I'm a homosexual gay man. More on I'm a masculine type of person, even in how I clothe, how I present myself. But sometimes, depending on friends that I have with, is sometimes I can be tend to be more feminine.
What is your Soji advocacy? Why did you join this competition?
I joined this competition to advocate for safe creative spaces because I believe that if we amplify creatives, we are not only amplifying LGBTQIA plus community, but we also touch the marginalized sectors because through art, we can find our common ground because I also believe that as I pride is a protest and also art is our language. And as someone very creative and also um, us and many of members of the LGBT are being creative, and that is how we protest for equality.
So of course there are also some other reasons why we join some competitions. So my next question is, what would you like to say to those who continue to misunderstand Soji SC?
The only thing that I can say to those who still doesn't know or understand Soji SC is to be open-minded on learning and acknowledging that we exist, and as humans we also humans, and we coexist on this world. And I believe that there's nothing wrong on learning something new, and to those are not I respect if there's still someone there still not uh open-minded to understand what is Soji SC. I would like to say to them that we are all have Soji SC.
This is your last question. How can you encourage people to speak up and declare their authenticity?
As someone being bullied or being discriminated for being overly creative, I would like um to, to tell to the everyone, especially to the young queer community, that not be afraid to speak to your authenticity, because once you're already there, you will become free, and you can sense the love of the community, and we are here to welcome you to the community open arms, and don't be afraid.
So that's it. Thank you so much for sharing your story and
Thank
good
you.
luck on the competition.
Thank you too. Thank you very much.
Hi, John Ray. What do we say your name?
Genre.
Janet. So for your first question, what is your story behind joining this competition?
Well, the story in joining this competition, I have this Nakhi. He encouraged me to join this competition since he strongly believed that I have a strong advocacy in championing person with disability. That's why I joined this, and I want to be the voice. I mean, to amplify their voices and dignity, so that they will not just be seen but understand on how they feel.
How would you describe your Sochi?
My orientation is pansexual. My identity is non-binary, and my expression is androgynous.
So what is your SOGI advocacy?
My SOGI advocacy actually, it also focuses on person with disability and also who is part of the LGBT spectrum. As I've said earlier, my Nakshi he is part of what I've said, PWD and LGBT spectrum, and that's why I am focusing on that advocacy in order for me to amplify his voice, not only his voice but also those who are part of the PWD spectrum.
What would you like to say to those who continue to misunderstand SOGIEC?
I want to say is that education is free and it will not make doesn't make you less of a person if you choose respect. So you need to be educated to go further.
How can you encourage people to speak up and declare their authenticity?
I encourage you to speak up and declare your authenticity because this you can live your truth. I always believe that your truth will set you free. That's all.
Thank you so much for accommodating us and good luck on your competition.
Thank you.
Hi, Wesley. Tama ba?
Yes.
Is it your real name or nickname?
Real name ko gid ang Washley.
What is your story behind joining this competition?
I joined this competition because I experienced sexual harassment and I want to use this platform to share my story and to inspire other young person who have experienced sexual harassment. And I know that this organization will help me of my story and to share awareness for everyone.
You've taken a courageous path to share that story. For your second question, how would you describe your SOGI?
So I'm bisexual, male, masculine.
What is your advocacy, your SOGI advocacy? Why did you join this competition?
My advocacy is WESH, which means Watch, Educate, Share, and Heal, because I want to empower the Ilonggo youth here in Iloilo.
For those who misunderstand SOGIEC, what would you like to say to those who continue to misunderstand SOGIEC?
You see, your SOGST is part of who you are, but it should never make you vulnerable to harm. Understand it, protect it, speak about it, and heal with it.
This is your last question. How can you encourage people to speak up and declare their authenticity?
You know, everyone, I joined this pageant because I know that this pageant it will help me being true to myself. And right now, I am here speaking in front of you all that joining SOGI SC it will help you to understand who you are and what you are.
Thank you for increasing this competition and, of course, for sharing your story. Good luck on the competition.
Thank you.
Hi, MJ. Kamusta?
I'm good actually. How about you po?
I'm good. Thank you for asking. What is your story behind joining this competition?
Okay, so it actually roots back to my first pageant experience when I joined Reina ng Kabatuan of 2025. And by God's graces, I did actually was crowned as the Reina ng Kabatuan 2025. If I could remember clearly, my winning answer was, of course, to make sure that I won't only let my advocacy, my story. I wouldn't let my crown only shine, but of course, also my advocacy in my story. And I am actually fulfilling that promise here in joining SOGIESC Ambassador of 2026.
How would you describe your SOGI?
Um, when regarding my my sexual orientation, I really am attracted into straight individuals. So my sexual orientation, I'm attracted to heterosexuals. Despite of I still first ask for their preferences as I lean more in expressing myself feminine. I my gender identity, of course, is a trans woman. I do dress and act as a woman myself. In my career, I do act as a womanist as well. I have been teaching in University of Iloilo, where I am really proud to tell to the world that University of Iloilo is one of the inclusive universities that I've ever walked into, as they have, of course, accepted regardless of how I present myself to the public.
So joining competition, advocacies are important. What is your SOGI advocacy?
This is actually what I really love about the training that we had because we were informed and we were helped into building our advocacy more stronger. Now, my advocacy does actually lean into SOGIEC education. I mean, incorporating that SOGIEC education into casual talks like this, so that we could make sure that the information that we provided to the people are not just mainstreamed information, but also information that happens in everyday lives. It's very important that we don't just talk about Soji SE as a whole, but also the experiences and the stories of the Soji SE individuals that we have in our society as well.
For those people who continue to misunderstand SOGIEC, here's my question for you. What would you like to say to those who continue to misunderstand SOGIEC?
First and foremost, we need to first understand that Soji SE is not just a story of the LGBTQIA plus community. That's one of the stereotypes that we often have in the society. Soji SE is actually a story of the entire society. So Soji SE doesn't just include us, the LGBTQIA plus community, because each and every one of us has Soji SE. And we have laws in Iloilo. And in our education, Soji SE is also incorporated. We are taught regarding our roles. It's very important that we broaden our knowledge regarding this kind of situation because change is constant and our society is changing as well.
I believe for you, authenticity is very important. How can you encourage people to speak up and declare their authenticity?
In order for me to say that I do encourage you to speak up and declare your authenticities, also I would start it by myself. I want to just command you to start your authenticity if I myself is not actually doing it. As a teacher, I do believe that you should walk what you teach, what you preach. You should always be a good example to other people as well because representation is very important. We should scaffold each and every individuals because with the kind of we don't just need to teach education. We should also help them what are the things that they need to learn and also guide them in the right path. So I do encourage you all to declare your authenticity because it's actually embracing your true self. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your story and good luck for the competition.
Thank you so much as well. Nice meeting you po.
Nice meeting you. How's the competition so far, Dan?
Hello, Sir Mark. Sige lang. Okay, so for the competition, no, I'm really enjoying everyone's company. I actually did not expect to make it to the top 10. Sige lang. I didn't expect to have this bond together with my fellow candidates. But kinami, because though na feel ko nga hindi siya competition, I feel ko nga we are family. So, adopted family. Sige lang. Yeah, I feel like kapamilya siya. Like, amo na siya. Laban, yan.
I think I need to ask this question before we start. What's your inspiration sa imong halo?
Oh, my inspiration is actually myself. Yes, because I'm very inspired with my story and with my advocacy. So I think yeah. But anyway, because this is actually the branding of Sit Dan. Yes. And actually, when I started drag, this is really how I look. So I really want to relive it in this journey. I want to relive my beginning because I wanted to show to the people the different, aesthetic of social essing. Hindi lang purely the usual patty look that we see often. So I want to bring something new, and this is it.
Can you tell us the story behind joining this competition?
Actually, I've always wanted to join in this pageant because, as you all know, SOGIESC Ambassador, it's not the typical pageant type. No, we don't look for the most beautiful or the most the someone who has the most beautiful walk, but rather someone who has the strong advocacy and commitment to be of service to other people. And as a youth leader myself for over a century, over a decade now, I have my experience molded me into an advocate that is willing to lead, serve, and inspire, and I'm ready to be your next SOGIESC ambassador.
Since you're very expressive, how would you like to describe your Soji?
Okay, my SOGIESC, my sexual orientation, I am a heterosexual, and my gender identity, I consider myself as a man, and as for my gender expression, I consider it as androgynous.
Let's go with your advocacy. What is your Soji advocacy?
So my SOGIEC advocacy that I am bringing here in this journey is Project Pagtatap. It is about championing legal protection and economic empowerment for Ilonggos of diverse SOGIEC. So it has three pillars. So first, Pagtatap sa kinamatarong, it is about the policy lobbying. Ang second, it's a pagtatap sa pangabuhian, it's the economic empowerment. And the last pillar is sa pagtatap sa palaabuton is educational support for indigent Ilonggo queer students.
For those naman who misunderstand SOGIEC,
Yes.
what would you like to say to those who continue to misunderstand SOGIEC?
Actually, it is actually heartbreaking because most people, abi nila ang SOGIEC it's just for LGBT. Like kumambala bila SOGIEC, parehas mga agi, parehas mga tumboy, parehas mga bisexual and transgender, but it's not. SOGIEC, tanan kita may ara sina. And that is what we are fighting here, no? What we are fighting here is for people to understand that SOGIEC is for everyone because everyone has SOGIEC. And I think it is also a challenge for us advocates and service providers that we laymanize how we educate people with SOGIEC. And as your next SOGIEC ambassador, I intend to rebrand perhaps our approach on how we go to the community, immerse ourselves with them, so that we can convey the message of SOGIEC in the simplest form simplest form possible.
This is your last question. How can you encourage people to speak up and declare their authenticity?
Actually, if I can talk to my younger self, because the younger Dan, he was so naive. Chika. He was so naive, though nadlukan siya nga magpakita sang iya tuon niya kagalingon because of the influence or the pressure sang mga tao sa palibot niya. So I would talk to that younger Dan to don't be afraid to show your beautiful wings. You have a lot of potential, so you have a lot to contribute to the society, and just have to have the courage to spread your beautiful wings because your beautiful wings can inspire a lot of people, and that is your contribution to society. And as your next SOGIEC ambassador, I am going to cement myself and to really ensure that I am bringing a lasting impact for the community to remember and benefit because I am a fluid leader who lead, who serve, and inspire.
Thank you, congratulations, and we look forward to seeing your beautiful wings on this journey.
Ay, beautiful wings ko.
Thank you so much.
Yay! Thank you so much!
Hi, Francesca. How's the
Hello.
competition so far?
It's so good. We're all friendly, and I love that type of competition.
So here's your first question. What is your story behind joining this competition?
I am a privileged transgender woman in the medical field as a medical student because I'm allowed to express my real self, and that is being a transgender woman. However, witnessed students being stopped outside of the gates just because of their length of the hair or how they dress up. And I want to stop that, and I want to push through with inclusivity, the genuine way.
How would you describe your SOGI?
Wow, that's such a wonderful question. My full SOGI is I am a heterosexual transgender woman, female presenting.
I believe you have an advocacy.
I do.
So what is your SOGI advocacy?
My SOGI advocacy is pride in practice, and that is active acceptance throughout transgender youth, specifically in the medical field or in College of Medicine, because I believe that me being a transgender woman isn't a rare case. We should be varied in this particular career because I believe everyone can heal, regardless of gender.
For those people who continue to misunderstand SOGIEC, here's my question for you. What would you like to say to those who continue to misunderstand SOGIEC?
I know it's kind of difficult, and sometimes it's difficult to digest, but I believe if we put respect and love above everything else and we just see it in a much clearer view, everything would just be okay, guys. Why do we have to continue the hate? Let's just love each other. Sooner or later, once we become united, the world will just become full of color. And I hope I will start that. Thank you.
How can you encourage people to speak up and declare their authenticity?
Speaking up starts with yourself, no matter what that is. Always start with courage and try to speak. Even if you're scared, it doesn't hurt to try, because once you speak, everyone else listens, and once those people who listened actually digests and absorb what you said, maybe, and I hope it will just radiate like how a pebble drips in the water and it ripples from one point to the end.
Thank you so much for sharing your story, and
Thank you.
thank you for sharing that experience in the medical field.
I am privileged and honored.
Hi Francis, kamusta ang adlaw mo today?
Ang mayuman?
So you're ready for your first question?
Yes.
What is your story behind joining this competition?
So actually, I am the SK chairperson and the founder of Paglaong Youth Organization in our barangay, South Baluarte. And majority of this organization are members of the LGBT community. And this inspired me to carry their voices to be heard and to seen in our community. So that is one, and the main reason why I joined this competition is to deliver the message of SOGIESC awareness on our youth sectors.
For your second question, how would you describe your soji?
My sexual orientation is I fell in love in straight men, and my gender identity I am trans women, and my expression is I am in feminine.
I believe advocacy is also important for you. So here's your next question. What is your soji advocacy?
So my SOGI advocacy is creating safe spaces for young individuals to be feel seen, heard, and valued, because I believe that young people have the power to to create and change the future through their actions and effort. And I believe in them. So this motivates me and inspire me to carry that vision in this competition.
So for those people who continue to misunderstand SOGIESC, here's my question for you. What would you like to say to those who continue to misunderstand SOGIESC?
So for me, SOGIESC, and part of SOGIESC awareness is inclusion. Inclusion is not about changing who people are. It's about making sure that everyone has the opportunity to be heard, respected, and valued. And among those things, I also believe that this SOGIESC awareness also deliver the message that inclusivity starts with a respect, kindness, and also willingness to learn from the others.
Here's your final question. How can you encourage people to speak up and declare their authenticity?
So as a youth leader, I grow up being blessed with a family that fully supported and inspired me to become who I am. And this has inspired me to carry those voices of thousands of young individuals who are out there. And now I am here speaking up and declaring my authenticity. And I am also encouraging you, especially our youth sector, to be yourself, to be authentic, because there is nothing wrong to be who you are.
Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you so much.
Good luck for that competition. Hi, Ken, or Sir Ken.
Ken, sir.
Kamusta? How's the competition so far?
Actually, it's really fun, ano? No, we actually have a lot of activities. From day one, this is already our third activity, no, so far. And then we're going na sa part na kung di ma-press presentation na kami, no, next week. So we're actually doing a lot of activities, no? May mga forums na kami, trainings, and I'm really excited sa kung diin ipakadto amon nga journey subong.
So good luck. Here's your first question.
Thank you so much ko.
What is your story behind joining this competition?
I'm the type of guy who usually exclude myself sa kadamaan, especially sa LGBTQIA+ community, no? That's an honest answer, gid. I've always felt like I'm left out, kid, especially if there are times, no, nga may kita mga friends that are gays, but sometimes I feel like nga do hindi ako ka-relate, no? I'm a proud gay man, okay? Everybody knows about that. Pero sometimes I feel like why do I feel different, no? So maybe because akong din ako nagdako or base sa influence ng parents ko. Don't get me wrong, my family knows kung ano ako. They actually accept me for who I am. Pero I think that's the core reason gid kung maaari ko di subong, no. The reason why that I joined SOGIEC, it's because for me to build connection, to know my brothers and sisters within the community, and as well advocate for the LGBT community because it's something that lacks deep inside me. So amo ng reason why I am here, why I am advocating, and why I'm trying to um, let people, no, see me for who I am, and I am a part of the community.
How would you describe your Soji if you're comfortable sharing?
All I can say is that I'm gay, no? Sometimes feminine, sometimes masculine, depending on times, no? Depende sa kung ano nga situation. And I think that's it lang, no? My expression, as you can see, although that I'm gay, I still no wear gidya mga masculine nga mga clothes. And at the same time, ang mga gawi ko, it's actually more on masculine, no? Hindi siya feminine.
During competitions like this, advocacy is important. What is your Soji advocacy?
My advocacy actually focuses on educating people of all gender in all generations, kids including adults, no. My advocacy focuses on educating people about SOGIEC and HIV awareness. The reason why that I am into this advocacy, it's because I actually had a friend who died a year and a half ago. The reason of his death was actually due to HIV. So only his family and I knew about this one. There are speculations within the community namon, no, that tells nga mas si HIV kuno ang kinamatay niya, kay tungod agi higo sila no mura. So I think that's one thing that I really hate, no, yung mga misunderstanding, mga misinformation gid actually, kung anong mahaban nila sa aton nga community just because nga someone had, no, the virus, no, he was infected. Kalaway lang siya. So that's the reason why that I'm advocating and educating, I mean, sorry. So, no, as an educator, I think that's one of my most powerful tool. I could educate, I could influence, no, I could spread kung anong gusto ko ihambal sa ibang nga tao. And I'm really comfortable when it comes to speaking in front of other people, no. I really like educating people, I really like inspiring them. So I think that's it. That's my advocacy focuses on that one.
This next question talks about misunderstanding the
Mm.
Sojies. What would you like to say to those who continue to misunderstand Sojies?
Actually, that's okay. No, I think that's okay. Without those people misunderstanding SOGIEC, wala kami diri, no? Wala kami nga mga ambassadors, no? And that's the reason why we're actually here. Hindi naton ma-please ang tanan nga tawo, and that's a fact, no? In every aspect, in every um ano man, in every sector, no, maybe in business, sa schools, sa mga diri, no, hindi naton ma-please ang tanan, hindi naton mahambalan nga dapat kamo magpati, dapat kamo magtuon, dapat yung hibaluon. So, as ambassador, I think it is our main goal and responsibility to make sure that we spread awareness about SOGIEC, which is really important, no? If mamati sila, then thank you. If hindi, then still, thank you. Mamo, by the end of the day, um, kung mamati sila, that's great, 'di ba? That's great, 'no? Kung may makuha sila, excellent. Pero kung wala, it's okay, may next time pa.
For our audiences, how can you encourage people to speak up when they
Mhm.
declare their authenticity?
I think that take your time, no? As someone who went out at the age of 11, my family found out that I was gay at a very young age, but this didn't hinder me to become a good son, to become a good student, no? And actually, it paved way for me to have a really good relationship with my mom, with my brothers, with my colleagues, friends, and everyone else around me. I think take your time, no? Try to know your SOGIEC first, and when it's time, just be confident, no? Be confident to tell the society who you are, and what you can offer to the table. Because by the end of the day, our future is not defined by our SOGIEC, but instead it's more focus on what we could offer, our skills, our determination, and on how we deal with other people. Try to know who you are first before telling other people. I think that's it, no? As an educator, grabe kalawig akong pasensya. So, I would tell you to speak up if it's okay na with you, and try to let the society the true authentic you. I think that's it. Thank you.
Thank you so much and good luck on your journey for SOGIESC.
Thank you so much. This is my first time and I'm really happy na.
Hi Chris, kamusta ang adlaw mo today?
Yeah, good afternoon, sir. So, I'm so grateful because I came from Guimaras and going back here in Iloilo City because we have something emergency in Guimaras. I'm glad that I came here today for this interview also.
Okay, so relax a little. Okay, you're good. Let's see. You're ready for the first question?
Oh yes, I'm ready.
What is your story behind joining this competition?
So way back 2024, I joined SOGIESC Ambassador 2024. So I was been selected as the top 7 finalists and representing the District of Haro. So I love joining pageant, not just only to showcase the beauty, the body, or the intellectual capacity, but I always believe that you should always put courage and determination for wherever you go, because if you have this kind of quality you can also inspire people to grow and to come out from their shells, because we also be we LGBT has been we experience discrimination in our community regardless of who we are, what the things that we are doing, and what are we gathered a lot of negative feedbacks regardless of our gender. So I focus also for the advocacy for animals' rights, that I can connect to gender equality towards humanity and education. Because in animals they also been discriminated. However, their law are already approved in our community. So that's why I connect that to the gender equality towards humanity and education, because we LGBT, as we know, that it's only 50% of the SOGI bill has been passed in the Senate. That's why we are gather people and rally people together in order that 50% will become 100% in the future.
So this next question is about your SOGI. How would you describe your SOGI?
I consider myself as a gay, but I'm wearing a comfortable clothes for men because this is where I comfortable with. Because I cannot also sometimes I also become femininity, like I'm joining a Miss Gay. So that's there's no problem for me, because as long you are comfortable with your gender or with your preferences, so it's okay as long the respect from yourself is always there, then others can do also.
Advocacy is very important in this competition. The next question is, what is your SOGI advocacy?
Yeah, my SOGI advocacy is when my best friend died for a liver cancer last month. My best friend is always encouraged me to join pageant and also inspired me a lot. If she was not diagnosed for a liver cancer, I think she will always support me for my journey. So I focus right now for gender equality towards with a cancer person for the LGBT, that because sometimes in healthcare sometimes they don't have enough money in order to do medication. So that's why I am always try to leave that legacy in this competition in order we can inspire people through our story.
What would you like to say to those who continue to misunderstand SOGIESC?
Yeah, to those person who misconceptualize the SOGSC, is we need to be educated, because if we are truly educated, we can know what is the right that we can say towards an LGBT community, and we can put limitation for what the things that we can throw to them, especially negative or discrimination. So that's why we are here in this competition in order not just only to inspire, not just only to show the compose our physical aspect, talents, abilities, but also to educate people so that our story, our advocacy will be heard in our community.
How can you encourage people to speak up and declare their authenticity?
I can encourage people to speak out and to encourage their authenticity by sharing their story in our community. Because if you are telling or sharing your experience or story, you can also become a great example to one another. You can also apply to yourself. Then you can also become a great example and build connections to other people.
Thank you so much for sharing your story with us, and good luck on your journey.
Thank you, sir.